salivary gland lesions, verrucous carcinoma, and salivary gland neoplasms. Verrucous carcinoma is also called as Ackermann's tumor. It means it is a variant of well-differentiated squamous cell carcinoma. The commonest site of verrucous carcinoma is in the buccal mucosa and the lower gingiva, and elderly males are the commonly affected ones. The etiology of verrucous carcinoma could be due to tobacco, especially chewing or snuff dipping, and HPV infection, human papilloma virus infection. And regarding the spread of verrucous carcinoma, the verrucous carcinoma may infiltrate the soft tissues of the cheek, mandible, or maxilla, and it may invade the perineural spaces. Regional lymph node metastasis is rare, and distant metastasis have not been reported till now. And regarding the gross and microscopical morphology of verrucous carcinoma, first regarding the gross morphology of verrucous carcinoma, it is seen as a large fungating and soft papillary growth. Regarding the microscopic morphology of verrucous carcinoma, the surface epithelium shows hyperkeratosis, acanthosis, and benign appearing papillomatosis. Hyperkeratosis, acanthosis, and benign appearing papillomatosis. Retipegs are swollen and voluminous, and they extend to the deeper tissues. So, hyperkeratosis means thickening of the keratin layer of the skin. Keratin layer is the outermost layer of the skin, and if it gets thickened, it is called as hyperkeratosis. Acanthosis means it is a skin disorder which is characterized by both hyperkeratosis and hyperpigmentation of the skin, and it occurs when the epidermal skin cells begin to reproduce rapidly. And papillomatosis means it is a skin surface elevation which is caused by hyperplasia and enlargement of the contiguous dermal papilla. And retipegs means the retipegs are usually exhibited by the attached gingiva, which produces epithelial extensions that project into the underlying connective tissue in both skin and mucous membranes. So this picture shows the histology of verrucous carcinoma. The exophytic tumor growth is seen. It is swollen, and the voluminous retipegs are also seen extending into the deeper tissues. So next, salivary gland neoplasms. They are uncommon. The incidence of salivary gland neoplasms are the parotid gland. In parotid gland, 65 to 80%, submandibular gland 10%, minor salivary glands including sublingual glands 10%. So among the 65 to 80% of parotid gland tumors, around 15 to 30% of parotid tumors are malignant. And among the 10% of submandibular gland tumors, about 40% are malignant. And among the 10% of minor salivary gland tumors including sublingual glands, 50% of minor salivary gland is malignant, and 70 to 90% of sublingual tumors are malignant. The malignancy in the salivary gland is inversely proportional to the size of the gland. And regarding the age, the benign tumors occur in 5th to 7th decades of life, and the malignant tumors appear later. And regarding the sex distribution, predominantly the salivary gland tumors occur in females except Warthin's tumor, because the Warthin's tumor is predominant in males than in females. So tumors of salivary gland are classified as benign and malignant. Benign means it is not harmful in its effect, and malignant means it is very virulent and infectious. So the benign tumors of salivary glands are pleomorphic adenoma, Warthin's tumor, oncocytoma, basal cell adenoma, and cystadenoma. So first, pleomorphic adenoma means it is a mixed tumor. And this pleomorphic adenoma is the most common benign salivary gland neoplasm, which is characterized by neoplastic proliferation of parenchymatous glandular cells along with the myoepithelial components having malignant potentiality. Warthin's tumor is a painless, slow-growing bump in the parotid gland which increases in size and becomes cancerous. And the next, oncocytoma is a tumor made up of oncocytes, and the epithelial cells are characterized by excessive amount of mitochondria. The basal cell adenoma involves parotid gland, and it appears as a slow-growing and a firm mass. Cystadenoma is the most common minor salivary malignancy in adults, and it is detected by mucicarmine staining. The malignant tumors of salivary glands are mucoepidermoid carcinoma, adenocarcinoma, acinic cell carcinoma, adenoid cystic carcinoma, and malignant mixed tumor. So malignant means it is a very virulent and very infectious tumor. So first, mucoepidermoid carcinoma is the most common minor salivary gland malignancy in adults, and it is detected by mucicarmine staining. Here, in benign, the cystadenoma means it is a well circumscribed and contains cystic cavities with intraluminal papillary projections. And in malignant, the mucoepidermoid carcinoma is the most common minor salivary malignancy in adults, and it is detected by mucicarmine staining. Adenocarcinoma starts in the mucus producing glandular cells. And next, acinic cell carcinoma is a tumor composed of cells resembling those of serous acini. The most of them arise in parotid, which may be bilateral or multicentric. And this acinic cell carcinoma is rare in minor salivary glands. It is a small, discrete, occasionally capsulate mass. And the overall recurrence is rare, and only 10 to 15% of them metastasize. And regarding the histology, it shows variable architecture and cell morphology. Cells may have an abundant cytoplasm filled with basophilic zymogen granules. Pleomorphism and mitosis are rare, and if they are seen, they may correlate with aggressive behavior. It may show clear vacuoles or amphiphilic cytoplasm. The nucleus may be central and small. So this is about acinic cell carcinoma. And regarding adenoid cystic carcinoma, the adenoid cystic carcinoma occurs in minor salivary glands, most commonly palate, followed by parotid and submandibular glands. And nose, paranasal air sinuses, and upper airways are the other sites of adenoid cystic carcinoma, and probably these arise from the mucosal minor salivary glands of these areas. It is a slow growing invasive and it is spread by vascular channels along the perineural spaces. And regarding the malignant mixed tumor, which is the last type of malignant tumor, the malignant mixed tumor behaves aggressively, and the person survives only for 5 years. It includes 3 subcategories of lesions: carcinosarcomas, a carcinoma ex pleomorphic adenoma, and metastasizing pleomorphic adenoma. And regarding the clinical presentation, the parotid gland neoplasms produce swellings in front of and below the ear. Both benign and malignant tumors range in size from 4 to 6 cm in diameter, and most tumors are mobile except advanced malignant tumors. The parotid gland is the most common site for tumors of salivary gland.